Hi, I'm Nathan Ward. I'm one of the members of the University of Rochester senior design team that's been working at and with Rochester Rehab on the camera packaging system. And this video is really intended to be a description of how to use the system, how to set it up, how to assemble the kits that we've sent, and finally a description of some of the lessons we've learned along the way that may be helpful if you plan to build more in the future. So to assemble the device, the first thing that we have here are the high tensile steel rods. These are the larger steel pieces. They have the black tips. To assemble them, you want to dip about an inch of these in the included liquid nails, and then slide them into the largest holes. It's a very tight fit, so you may have to hammer them in. And then when you're done, wiping away the excess liquid nails with just a paper towel or really anything. So to assemble the other pieces, these are the bent spring steel. To put them into the device, these holes on the side, the smaller ones, are designed for that. So simply inserting the pieces and sliding them all the way through, so that there's some excess on the backside is what we'd recommend, and then bending these pieces so that they're flat with a piece of wood. Something like this here is what we'd recommend. It prevents these from sliding out, and glue alone isn't enough. In addition, we found that the glue really doesn't help holding these in. So, I mean, you can glue them, it probably won't help though. So, for affixing this to the table, we've included these mounting holes in the corners. They're 1/4 inch holes, so a 1/4 inch bolt and nut is probably the best way to do it, to hold it onto the table. We haven't included any nuts or bolts, so that Rochester Rehab, you can make those decisions on what works best for you. We didn't have enough time to do all the testing on those, so that's up to your discretion. So now I'm just going to do a quick demo of how to use the device. What we found is having the longer steel posts pointing towards the person using the system is probably the best way to go. And then inserting the camera so that it fits in something like this, where the shutter is on one side of the steel post, is the best way to go. To actually use the device, it's very simple. Just orient the bag so that the camera is pointing into the bag, lift it over the system, and then just simply slide the bag down over the camera, like that, and then lift it fully off the posts. In addition, the camera usually isn't pushed in all the way at this step, so just using your own hands to push it in is very simple and gets the bag to the camera to the bottom of the bag. So just to do a quick description of some of the lessons we've learned in assembling these systems. First of all, the high tensile steel is a little bit hard to work with. It's very abrasive. It's hard to cut through. So we found a hacksaw with a metal blade is the best way to do it, but it's kind of difficult, and the blade tends to skip, at least initially. So being careful and just going slow to get a small groove is the easiest way to cut that. And we found that about 7 inches long, which is what these two pieces are, is about the right length. Finally, sanding the ends a little bit so that they're not sharp edges is what we found to be the best approach. You can use a disc sander, a belt sander, even sandpaper works. It's a little slow, but it gets the job done. So to actually put the rubber tip on the metal, we found that this product, Plastidip, which I got from my local Home Depot, is more than enough to get the ends here. we've put about an inch of the rubber on it, but this is not that important. We just wanted to have a little bit more, so if it sheds a little bit over time, you can easily continue to use the device. And as for where all the holes go and that sort of thing, that's all included in a document on this flash drive. I don't know what it'll be titled yet, but it'll be very obvious. So look in there for hole diameters and locations to drill. It also has the sizes of the metal pieces in case you need those as well. And with that, that's all I have to say. However, I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone at Rochester Rehab on behalf of the entire team. We've had a great time, we've learned a lot, and it was great working with everyone. And we really hope this system makes your process faster and is useful for years to come.